I tell everybody short-term pain, long-term gain. It does take a while to get it set up and running the way you want it. All the buttons go into the right place and link here, there, automation's working. But once it's done and it's solid and it's working, it's a game changer.
Amanda Taylor, founder of Expand Your Empire and Metropolis Business Development, is a real estate investor, speaker, and author dedicated to helping small businesses.
If I don't start my day with that type of discipline, everything else is off the rails because you have a set goal. Just like in your business, you have goals and you have to work towards them, and not every day is going to be the same. You're going to come up against plateaus just like you do in trying to scale your business, and you have to decide whether you're going to push through to that next level or you're just going to stay where you're at.
What's up, everybody? This is Ryan Van Ornum with another episode of Scaling Up Success podcast powered by Cynergists. Cynergists is your scalable operations company that delivers exponential growth at a fraction of the price. Cynergist.com. Today, I have Amanda Taylor with Metropolis. How are you doing today, Amanda?
I'm fantastic. How are you?
Man, it's been a great day, and I'm just so excited to see you. We've been friends for a while now, and I'm just excited to have you on our podcast. And one thing I need is to know what you got going on. So let's just start there. What do you have going on? And what you have your hands in all kinds of cookie jars.
Yeah, it depends on the day. I tell everybody what I've got going on. Yeah, I'm a real estate investor, so I'm an active, flipper. I have a rental portfolio, so I manage properties, list and sell houses, flip houses. I got my own tools and everything. And then I have Metropolis Business Development, where we work with small businesses, many of the same clients that you do, and help them scale their businesses just like you do. But we bring in people like you to help them. So we work almost like a fractional board of directors and come in and overhaul any businesses that feel like they're stuck in that scaling process. And then we bring in the tools and strategies to not only help them grow in their business, but we also have wealth strategies that we bring in to up-level their personal net worth, because we think that is important for self-employed individuals. And then I am also a speaker, author, and building out a podcasting community as well called Expand Your Empire for women to get into investing. Far often I am the only woman in the room when I go to some of these investor meetups and groups. And it's just traditionally they've been a little underconfident and undereducated. And I keep learning stuff. And I'm like, why aren't they teaching us this stuff? And so I decided to be the one out there running my mouth and doing it. So
I love it. I love it. And you are such a fierce presence, and you people gravitate towards you when you're in conferences. I see how many people you always attract, and I love that what you're doing and how you're building it out, and it comes from the heart. It comes from integrity, and I couldn't be more proud to be your business friend, and I just love seeing your growth.
Thank you. Same here. I love what
Awesome.
you're doing.
Well, as you've been building this thing out, what challenges have you faced along the way with what you have going on? You're a boss babe, but there's got to be some setbacks along the way. How did you get past those certain things?
It's balancing everything, as you know, when you're not only running a business, but multiple businesses and managing multiple clients. It had to come down to bringing in help, obviously.
Yeah.
You know this,
Yeah.
and help that you can trust. And automation was key for my business. Once we got our automations dialed in and really utilized CRM for the robust tool that it is, it just was a game changer for everything to keep us on target, organized, not letting things fall through the cracks. And I think far too many people that I talk to, even if they have a CRM, they don't know how to use it properly. They try to set it up themselves and in an effort to save money. And it can work for a while, but you're really not getting everything that you could out of it. And it's almost like having a team of 100 employees.
Isn't it crazy how much more production you can get when you actually have stuff set it up and ran the right way for you?
Right. And I tell everybody, short-term pain, long-term gain. It does take a while to get it set up and running the way you want it. And all the buttons go into the right place and link here, there, automation's working. But once it's done and it's solid and it's working, it's a game changer. Yeah.
I love it. So you just mentioned this short-term pain, long-term gain. And I know you are fanatical about the way that you keep your body in top running physical condition. Tell me how the idea of managing your fitness and your health and your nutrition has helped your business.
It's one of those, other people meditate, and I'm trying to get into that too, because mind, body, all that stuff. And I do feel like if I don't start my day with that type of discipline, everything else is off the rails because you have a set goal, just like in your business, you have goals and you have to work towards them. And not every day is going to be the same. You're going to come up against plateaus, just like you do in trying to scale your business. And you have to decide whether you're going to push through to that next level or you're just going to stay where you're at. And I think there's a ton of parallels in business and in fitness, because how many people do you see, you just go in and do the same thing every day and expect a different result, and it's the same in your business. And I've been weightlifting for well over 20 years, and I'm still hitting PRs and trying to do things I haven't done before. A, because I love it and I know a lot of people think I'm crazy, but B, really it started as vanity, and now it's like I want to be living independently and mobile and happy and with it for as long as I possibly can. And I know that having muscle and healthy bone mass is the way to do that. So why not?
Especially for females, with, like Caucasian females and osteoporosis is something that is very common. And,
Yeah,
bone density is actually related to, building muscle mass. So,
absolutely.
I think that's actually an underrated, type of, fact about things. And I give you such props for your regimen and the way that it changes you as a person too, because it's less about motivation and more about discipline. And I think
Yes.
you can really push that towards the business aspect as well. Like you may not want to do certain things in your business every damn day, but you still do it because you're disciplined. Is that something that you kind of take from that?
Yeah, and it builds the character, it builds the habits, and like you said, the discipline. That's the number one thing. Nobody wants to usually get up and do that. I mean, I'm the first thing in the morning person. Not
Right.
everybody really wants to do that. But once you get in a routine, that's where the autopilot starts to kick in. And you realize that, okay, this is something I can do. And then you progressively move up from there. And it's the same in your business, especially when you're starting a business. There's so many things that you don't know what you don't know. And you're always learning, and every day is a new challenge. And it's hard. And you think, this is too hard. I can't do this. This is too many new things. But it's creating those habits, building, adding on each day to your skills, like adding on weight, adding on, stuff. It's there. I could go on forever about all the parallels you could get out of
That
working
though.
out and weightlifting.
I love that. So like as and this it kind of goes like we may just have like a theme going along with this as well. So like in when you're working out, did you keep the same like workout routine as you have you changed that along the way in the last like 20 years of lifting?
Oh my gosh, I've changed it so many times. I did when I first started, it was just I found, oh man, I can't even remember the book, the guy's book. I don't know. I found his book. So I just didn't know anything. And I was like, well, I'm gonna do what the book says.
Yeah.
And then once I got comfortable lifting weights and I saw what it did, I liked it and I hated cardio. So I was like, well, this is better. I got into that and I kind of started at the time, we didn't have Instagram reels and fitness influencers, but there was bodybuilding.com and there
Yeah.
were chat rooms in there. And I would get in there and just devour whatever workout plan I could find. And I did those. And then I got into CrossFit, back, I don't know, 10, 15 years ago, I was doing CrossFit. And then, I just kind of, after that, I got certified as a personal trainer just so I could have a free gym membership.
I love it.
And so, I was a trainer and I was doing that, and I would started adopting doing my own workouts, and then Instagram comes along and you've got all these fitness influencers, and I'm like, well, I like the way they do that, so I'll do that.
Right.
So it's always been, what do I want to focus on? What do I want what's my primary goal for this stage? Last summer I was training for a half marathon. That's a little different than training for, a strong woman competition that I
Right.
trained for a few years ago and won. But so I was, lower weight, higher rep to balance out for running. So it changes all the time. And right now, I am a perimenopausal woman and we got to do things differently. So I am focused on that bone mass and building muscle for that, and doing a lot of plyo because bone health. It's all right now. I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, I got to keep my bones healthy and live for a really long time and build that strength. So that's what I'm doing now.
I love that. And then I think you can also apply that into your business, because if you stick in one way of doing your business, do you feel like the industry may pass you by?
Yeah. How many I mean, let's not even talk about like AI. Every day is changing, and if you're not adopting that in your business and utilizing the tools, not just Chat GPT for your ad copy, but all of the ways that it can work in your business, you're going to be behind. And I say the same thing when I'm teaching people about investing. I don't know everything there is to know about crypto, but I do know that we're moving toward digital based currency. So we have to be educated and aware of all the ways that things are changing. We don't have to be experts in everything, but we have to be aware of what's going on, what new tools and strategies are available, and then find the experts that we to help us implement that in our business, or at least educate us to where we can implement that in our business or investing strategy or whatever.
I love it. I absolutely love it. And I just find it so fascinating that there's a lot of parallels with what you do in your personal and your financial and your just your overall career as a whole. It's great to
I
see
think
that.
it all fits. And everybody's like, you do a lot of stuff. And I'm like, it's all under one big umbrella. It all works
Exactly.
together. Yeah.
Exactly. So now let's flip it a little bit here. So think back to like yourself getting out of, like that high school and college time. Like, if modern day Amanda Taylor came back to college time, Amanda Taylor, what advice would you give her?
Oh man, don't get it's funny. I got a marketing degree. I won't say how many years ago.
5.
5. Yeah. And yes, the principles are the same, but that industry is so now. And at the time, I wish I could go back and tell her, pay attention. I didn't, I didn't want to get it. I wanted to be an actress. I was a huge theater nerd in high school. I wanted to go to college and act, and I wanted to go be an actress. And my parents said, over my dead body, are we paying for you to go to college to act? You'll, that will toga sit. Anyway, so I went to college and I got a business degree, and I picked marketing because I was like, well, I guess that's what I'm doing here. And so now that, my entire business, most of it revolves around marketing. Everything is marketing. I would go back and tell her to pay attention.
I
And
love
she
that.
had no idea that she was an entrepreneur. No idea. She was a worker bee and did what everybody told her. And I wish I could go back and tell her, like, man, you could do so much if you believed in yourself a little bit more. Yeah.
Man, I love that. And now let's flip it a little bit to the next side of it. Okay. So Amanda present day is having a conversation with you 5 or 10 years in the future. What does shaking hands with that Amanda look like?
I'm in awe of her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's that?
I know what I'm with community, and I tell people I'm building an army of women who are ready to step into financial power and confidence. And I do know that the world we live in is changing. The currency we're using is changing. The financial systems that we have lived in forever are going to change.
Yeah.
We're about to come into the world, the greatest wealth transfer in history, and women are going to control the majority of that money. And women invest very differently than men. Neurologically, I'm not male bashing feminist at all. Neurologically, we are wired differently and more intuitively, and we want to invest with values. And I think in doing so, the more money we have and the more money we put out there into things that we believe in and that we are passionate about, the world can change. And I truly believe that I am building an army of empowered women who are going to invest with their values and change the world.
I love that.
So that lady, I'm in awe of her and all that she's done to build that army. And she's thanking me for doing it. Yeah.
Let's go. You got me all hyped up on this. This is awesome.
Yeah.
So, well, thank you for that. And I'm looking forward to continuing to watch your journey from afar. You're an amazing person. Are you ready for a little rapid fire personal action here?
Oh boy. I hope I don't freeze. Let's go.
All right. So here we go. Fire. What's your book that you're reading or favorite podcaster?
My favorite podcast right now is Unshakable with Nicole Lano. It's a human design for entrepreneurs podcast.
Awesome. I love it. Shout out there, right there. We'll have to
I'll
tag
have to
that
tell
one
her
in.
I said that. Yeah.
Exactly. What's a bucket list travel spot?
Portugal.
Portugal, not Alaska.
No, I mean, I'll go, but not where he is.
It's an inside joke.
Inside joke.
Yes. What's on your workout playlist?
Right now, I'm super into techno and EDM, but I would never listen to that outside of the gym.
Okay. I was expecting like the Ramones or like a Stone Temple Pilot, something like that.
There are phases.
Okay.
Smashing Pumpkins. I'm a Smashing Pumpkins girl through and through. Yes.
We had this discussion. I was expecting that.
Yeah.
So. And
then if it's a really heavy deadlift day, Rage Against the Machine. It's it varies.
Killing in the name of. I love it. All right. So, drink of choice: coffee, tea, soda, energy drink. What gets you going?
Water.
Okay. Keeping it clean. Got it.
Water.
Favorite cheat meal?
Macaroni and cheese.
Like homemade?
I mean, I'm not picky. I don't remember. You were with me when we got lobster mac and cheese.
You
probably more of that than I needed to.
I love it. Are you an early bird or a night owl?
Early.
I love it. I see you at the gym all the time early in the morning. So
yeah.
Nice job. You made it through rapid fire.
Yay.
All right. So as we wrap this thing up, if people are interested in your services or people are interested in what you got going on, how can people get a hold of you?
Yep. I'm on LinkedIn at Amanda Taylor Biz, B-I-Z. I am at expandyourempire.org. Those are the best places to find me. We've got a ton of programs to build wealth, get funding for your business, technology, mindset work. We really want to support the small business owner. We feel like they're the cornerstone of this country, whether it's in their business, outside of their business. We want everybody to realize the American dream. So that's what we're after.
That's awesome. Amanda Taylor, thank you so much for coming on the Scaling Up Success podcast today. It's been an absolute pleasure and best of luck in everything you got going on. And I know you don't need luck. You're a freaking boss, baby. You kill it anyway.
Thanks, buddy.
Awesome. Well, thank you again, everyone, for checking out the Scaling Up Success podcast powered by Cynergists. I'm Ryan Van Ornum. Everyone, hope you stay safe and have a wonderful rest of your days. Take care.